everybody. We are here doing a playthrough of Attack Wing Dungeons & Dragons style, which I'm so excited about.
Who needs a board cube when you have giant dragons?
Oh my gosh, like, okay, so, yes, our table is really small. We're playing on I think this is a 20 by 16.
Yeah, we're playing on our Bushido board because it didn't occur to us until we were setting it up that we didn't have a 3x3 as the rules call for. So I feel a new video coming on for how to make a D&D Attack Wing size board, just so we own one.
Yeah, that might be coming up eventually. I still gotta unwrap all the awesome Wave 1 goodness. So you can expect those videos pretty quick here. But we're playing with the starter set today. We're going to be playing a 50-point game, which is essentially one dragon each. With minimal upgrades. With minimal upgrades. Let's be honest.
There's like a whole stack of cards that we are not even touching for this.
But that's because our dragons are very expensive. Yours breathes electricity, mine breathes fire. If you're curious as to what our builds are for this particular game, I'll post our lists up on my Tumblr. I'll just shoot photos of them and throw them up there, so you can check those out. But for now, here's the game. Also, I'm gonna mention that there is an unboxing video for what's in the box on my channel now, and if you didn't come from the Geek and Sundry Vlogs channel to check this out, I talk about what you can do with these models to do things like, ooh, spread out these beautiful wings on the Geek and Sundry Vlogs channel. So that video, I think I called it the model makeover. Actually, yeah.
Joan, are you thinking what I'm thinking?
Makeover. Okay, enough with that. I will stop with that now.
Well, you can't do all of it but one and then just leave it hanging. It's like doing like the high five and leaving someone hanging with it.
Okay, fine. My apologies. My apologies for my poor etiquette.
Indeed.
But yeah, there we go, and let's get playing. So we deploy on the back board.
In the middle.
Back 20. Ooh.
After you break everything.
After you just destroy everything, right?
Listen, ma'am, I'm gonna have to ask you to calm down.
It's the rage. I'm channeling the rage of the red dragon. Okay. So we're actually playing the named dragons too. Hey.
Yes, I have a Shadra, a more, kind of screw you, like fluty, fancy name I could not think of.
Balagos. Like my
okay, there you go. There. I just thought of one. Balagos.
Okay. Alright, so we're gonna be attacking each other pretty quick here, eh?
Yes, I believe so.
Our dragons will start in flight. There are 2 dials for every dragon, by the way. One is for when they're on the ground, and one is for when they're in the air, so we can do things like land, so F you. I'm going to... We'll do our planning.
Planning. Yeah, so like Attack Wing, we start off with planning phase. Hooray!
I want to get in your face. Because I'm going to bite your face off.
Right.
That's my strategy. Alright. Also, a little bit of movement with these bases that are humongous. Is a lot of movement.
It's like moving a board cube when you're just like, I'm going to do a 1 forward. Holy crap, it's 8 inches. Because it's just knocking everything. You know what? These models are bigger than I'm used to. Your tiny little Star Trek ships, I don't knock. But dragons with wings everywhere.
Well, it's the wings. Like, oh, you
Alright, anyway. So if you'll notice here, dragons don't have captains. So instead we have levels. So the level 8 dragon versus the level 9 dragon. So your...
Ladies go first.
Wishes it was a Picard dragon may go.
Ladies go first. Okay, so I am going to move straight to, and that's like half the board. So, if you're not familiar with the Attack Wing style of play, this is basically it. Moving is so easy. Everything comes with these pre-measured like movement tokens, which I really like, honestly. Especially when you're teaching people how to play miniatures games with people who've never played miniatures games before. It's actually really awesome. There. Straight 2. You're gonna hit me, aren't ya?
Maybe. Not necessarily.
Not necessarily.
All right, so I went 1 forward because I thought about going, whole hog at 4 forward, but I didn't think you would go whole hog because I thought about just flying past you.
might
Oh wait,
have
actually,
cleared me.
what's your action?
Oh yes, my action is to.
God, have you ever
use
played an Attack Wing game before?
That's right. Yeah, but usually my action is cloak. If you haven't heard me before,
That's true.
my action is cloak,
So,
and it's not
so your
automatic.
dragon is cloaking.
My dragon
Interesting strategy.
is cloaking. My dragon's gonna frickin'. I think my dragon's gonna target. Let's go with.
Am I
target.
in range 4 of you?
Let's pull out the range marker and see.
It's
Yes.
close, but I'll give it to you. Okay, so put your target marker down.
All right. Oh,
You have to go dig for it. While you're digging for that, I'm going to do my one little shloopity shloop.
The one thing I have to like about the humongous bases is that you can put like
All of your
all the
tokens forever
oh,
on it.
forever and
So
always.
I'm going to spend my Devotrix of Tiamat ability, which basically is disable this upgrade and then place 1 countdown token. I'm just saying these out loud so you'll fish them out because you put them
Okay.
away from me. So I'm going to put that on my base. Now what that does is it's a continuous effect. So I put this on my upgrade and I need to disable as well.
Okay.
So I roll +1 attack dice against every creature I attack in my forward arc. During each of these attacks, I can re-roll all of my blank results 1 time.
Okay.
All right, so
Continuous effect.
there we go, continuous effect. So that's in there. And now let's go to shooting. I am the Picard of Dragons. I go first.
You do go first.
So I am going to use my lightning breath. Because lightning.
Are you in range?
Okay, so it's range 4. I'm going to have to measure this out again, and yes.
Wait, I think.
Yes, I do. I mean, honestly, the board is in range of itself. if we actually build this way, I think I could attack you from one end to the other. All right, so the range marker is meaningless. Moving on. So my lightning breath is, I need to place 3 of these hourglass tokens, so fish them out for me. I use my primary weapon value, in this case is 4. However, with my Devotrix, I do get +1 when I'm shooting lightning at you.
This is not great.
No,
this
it's
is not
not.
Great.
All right.
Does it? Well, I don't even want to think about armor.
It ignores it. Like your breath weapon does.
Of course.
So we roll them up, and I can only reroll blanks, which means that I don't get
blanks.
to do anything with those. So
2 hits and a crit.
I have 2 hits and a crit. Now, D&D Attack Wing handles armor differently than shields in Star Trek if you're used to it. In Star Trek, you just knock off your blue value of shields. What armor does in this game is it basically just cancels out up to that value normal hits. So she has 2 armor, as you can see here. I have 2 hits. However,
breath ignores.
my breath weapon ignores armor. So in this case, she's going to take 3 damage total.
Oh, 1.
1.
Did you shuffle these?
I did.
Okay.
2 face down and then 1 face up, and let's see what it does.
It is stunned. Place 2 timer tokens on on this damage card. When the last token is removed, flip this face card down. Continuous effect. You cannot attack. Oh my god! I am so bummed out.
Wow. Well, that could not have gone better.
That freaking sucks.
And did I
Don't
say
I get to roll evades? I could have evaded.
Oh yes, you're right. Actually,
One
you do.
of
You're 1
those.
evade. I totally jumped the gun.
You jerk.
Roll your evade. All right. So.
Well, it's blank. It's totally useless, but at least I got to roll it.
Hooray! Sorry,
I do want to
I've just been
mention,
playing
though-
against Borg for so long. I'm like, what's the green value?
What's the green value? I do want to mention too, though, that I like the continuous effects of the game. It's essentially, I like to think of it as cooldowns as well as durations. It's nice to have an effect that lasts X number of turns. It's a really nice differentiating factor between stuff that we see in X-Wing and stuff that we see in Star Trek Attack Wing. So, like, seeing how it plays in this turn now, it's actually kind of a nice thing. And I'm not too much of a fan of not being able to attack you for 2 freaking turns, but we remove them at the end of the turn, do we not?
Yeah, so...
I
normally,
can't use anything.
yeah, I was going to say, normally she'd attack me, but she can't because of that awesome stun. So now we move to the end phase where we take off all the tokens, same as everything else, but now you take off 1 hourglass off of everything that has it. So, now...
Housekeeping.
I was going to say, so your housekeeping. What you will notice is that my Devotrix of Tiamat, which is a continuous effect, I just removed the last hourglass. All continuous effects, when the hourglass is removed, are removed from the game. So, most continuous effects have more than 1 hourglass, so you get 2, 3 turns out of it. It just happens that these cards were designed to do exactly what I just did.
I think they noticed too, though, like, there's a lot of, and you mentioned this when you were talking about the rules, before we started recording, there's a little more polish in these rules, and a little more polish in the components as they play against the rules too. Like, having that little component of the Devotrix is nice to have, and we started seeing a little bit of that in Star Trek Attack Wing, when you would get like a Cisco card and the Cisco ability token that came with it, but like the starter sets didn't have those kind of ability markers quite yet. That polish wasn't quite there. It's nice to see how they've been really thoughtful of that in this game. I'm gonna frickin' I'm not happy about this.
I wonder if dragons handle better or worse than Galaxy class starships.
Oh my gosh. Oh, by the way, we're playing in a valley because this thing is so tiny. Instead of, like, normally if you fly off the board, you're considered dead. In this valley, the walls and cliffs are very high. It's just assume you land and you turn around. And that's how we'll treat it, if you touch the edge.
In which case, allow me to change this. I was assuming I would just fly off the edge and die.
This is how we played it when we played it at Gen Con, because we were playing on an aero table. I mean, playing on a 3x3, there's a lot of space. Like, even with models on bases this big, there's a lot of space. Yeah,
I'm actually amped to try, and the rules do say 120 to 200 points. I'm amped to try a big game, 200 points on a 3x3. I think that'd be fantastic. All right.
Yeah.
Dials,
right, ready?
You first.
Flip turn! Oh, what did they call it? A wing over? Is that what they called it?
I think it was a wing back or something.
Oh my god, I don't even clear you!
Which means you
Gosh
bump.
Darn. I thought you don't even take the move.
No. So you're gonna bump. You don't get to do the turn. Now, interestingly enough,
you do get an action.
You do get an action, which is fine. Now, interestingly enough, if I had chosen to land in the previous turn, you would choose whether to stop here or here, and you get to choose whether to turn or not. So I think that's an interesting element because this game has ground and air levels. But anyway, what's your action?
My action is going to be to freaking evade because some dude can attack me and I can't do nothing about it.
Do a barrel roll. Alright, so I'm going to do a 4-flip.
4-flip. Oh, man. And
it's like Top Gun, dragon style.
I'm just going to mention it here. If I could have attacked, there is a rear fire arc on this dragon. These things have tails, and they're like swords, turns out. So having rear arc in this game is less important, and because the bases are so huge, front arc firing is incredible.
Yeah, because one thing all of the creature cards have, or at least the dragons, we haven't really looked at anything else. You can see they have a forward bite and a back tail melee, which are both really cool. All right, so both of us actually get exhausted markers because we both revealed red tokens. So actually, you don't get an evade.
I don't get an evade.
You don't get an evade.
Look how humongous these
oh my god.
These tokens are. So you never forget that you're freaking tired. Woo. Like, you will never forget.
Pizza.
Pizza.
All right. And you know what? Just because I can, I'm going to land. So, can I get a landed token, please?
Yes, you can. And that's not an action. That's just a thing you do.
Yes, it's so in your movement, you can choose to land. Exhaustion has nothing to do with it.
You can also choose to
swoop, which allows you to stay flying and still attack ground targets, which is neat.
I think that's pretty cool. All right. Is it planning on
although I can't really attack you because I landed. Hilarity, I wasn't thinking. I just wanted to do it. I just wanted to do it more than anything.
Uh-huh.
All right. So, yeah, that's basically it. Because you're flying and I'm not, I can no longer attack you because derpity derp. And hooray,
right.
you can't attack. So end phase.
End phase. Take off the timer tokens, exhaustion tokens.
Exhaustion tokens stay on
until you do.
And over to dials. Although I do get a new fancy dial, and I also get to flip my card over.
And that's the other thing about these components. Someone asked me in one of the comments from the actual unboxing to show the components, and I will. I think I'll make a video showing the cards, the ability cards more in depth. But talking about like these specific like movement cards, the reference cards. This when I solo packed all of my cards for Attack Wing, I put like the 2 ship cards on the back, but you didn't have like a 2-sided card in the game, but with this thing you do. So I actually have this 2-sided card, and I just want to mention that that's a nice touch. It's a nice thoughtful component, and I appreciate the art on these cards. Where there is art, I almost wish that there was more art on them though, because like from a glance, the Searing Flames looks like everything else.
Yeah, something I feel like they could improve on, is give us some neat artwork. But either way, I'm happy.
All right, planet dials. I'm so gonna frickin'. What can I do?
Oh, 3PO, where could he be?
Oh, what can I do?
I was going to say, you should have good foreplanning like me, where you accidentally land and prevent yourself from attacking a defenseless opponent.
Maybe that's what I will do.
When the last token's removed, flip this card face down.
All right.
All right.
I go first, huh?
You do go first.
Green maneuver. It's a 2 forward. I'm going to have to land at you anyway, so I might as well go forward. My action will be... I think you're going to... I don't know. My action will be to evade and land.
Evade and land. You're not going to swoop? No, landing's better.
How can I hit you?
I was going to say, landing is better because it lets you pivot and turn around.
That's the other thing. Is like, I have no turnaround at this point. I have to land.
Yep.
So that's going to happen. I'm going to evade.
Ground game. Ground
All right.
Game. And
we
now,
have dragons who have beautiful wings.
Surprise. I'm using my only green maneuver.
You only have 1 green maneuver.
On the ground. Flip your card over.
That's right. You only have 1 green maneuver on the ground. And it turns out it's a slow saunter.
Rawr.
Well, look, you're walking through a river. It's kind of muddy. You don't want to lose your footing.
Yeah, you know when your mud boots sink into mud and you're trying to pull them out, but then your foot comes out of the boot and the boot's still in the mud.
That's what's happening, right?
It's totally what's happening to my dragon right now.
Happens. It's legit.
His boots are stuck, and he's just like, I don't want my feet to get wet. All right. So next is my actiony action, and I am going to concentrate. So I need an eye token.
Oh man. Focus. Alright.
Concentrate. Alright, so now attackity attack.
Attackity attacks.
So I am going to try to bite you, which is range man 2.
Yeah, you can bite me.
Hooray! Not on the video. I thought that was for tonight.
Oh gosh. I have
and that is how rumors start.
That's how rumors start.
Right there.
Right.
Alright, so that gives me 4 attack dice, which is my normal bite. I'm not attacking in range 3 or 4, so let's make it so. And I will go badunk.
Badunkadunk.
So now you get your 1 evade.
One! Still
Nothing.
a freaking blank,
So,
man.
what is fun here, though, is now her armor kicks in. And what's great about armor is it is always on unless something sunders it. So, immediately she has 2 armor, so we go 1 and 2, and then she'll take 1 damage.
Except I have 1 evade.
Shabam. And there we go. 1, 2, 3. So, that is my ineffectual bite.
Yeah, you did not sunder my armor.
I did not sunder your armor.
Okay, I'm going to... Oh, I have...
You're going to tail swipe me,
I'm going to tail swipe you. But Belagos has a special ability. So my tail swipe is range band 2, which, you know, hello, right there.
Are you sure? Did you measure?
You measured. You measured. This is one of the things. This is called advanced miniature wargaming. It's when your opponent measures stuff and you remember what range you were in. Very useful skill. Belagos rolls +1 attack die whenever he attacks a creature who possesses fewer damage cards than he has.
Uh-oh.
And why? Look at that. You have fewer damage cards than I have.
No, I don't.
So my primary attack is 5. Right? Primary attack is 5. +1 is 6. You are in a world of hurt. Except I can't freaking roll anything. Oh man. Okay, that's 1 hit. These are
I have
flanks,
armor
and these are
too.
focuses.
So my armor laughs at my world of hurt.
I'm so mad.
Alright, end phase. You know what that means?
Lightning breath is...
Lightning breath is back on the menu.
I'm so not prepared for this. At least the stun card is out of the damage deck. Yay!
Good news, everyone. Alright.
Planning?
Planning.
On the ground dial.
I was gonna say, I know what you and I are both doing on this move right here. Over to you first.
I'm going to do 0, which is the dot.
It's a pivot maneuver.
It's a pivot maneuver, so you can actually, like, turn around.
Yeah, so you can pivot on the spot up to either a full 90 or a full 180 degrees.
Here's the advanced hit. Take the 2 token, put it right beside it, lines up with the edges of the base, hold it still.
Well, maybe, like, line it up and then
Fine.
hold it still.
Hold it still, grab the model, turn it around, line it back up with the model. Look, that's how you measure the pivot. Just in case you didn't know how to do that. What are you doing?
What is your action?
Oh yes, my action is going to be to... Oh, I want to target you, but I'm probably going to evade.
You're so defensive.
Well, because...
I only have 3 hit points left.
I only have 3 hit points left, and I have no cloak, so...
To the surprise of no, I mean, this is really what this is
I'm not accustomed to rolling only 1 freaking evade die.
I am also pivoting, but I'm not going to turn, because why would I?
You're standing
so
still.
I'm just going to stand still. For my action, I'm going to target. I'm going to assume you're within range band 4. Do you want me to measure?
No.
Okay. Alright, so I will target, and now into the shooting, I am going to shoot you with my lightning breath. Now, the lightning breath uses my primary attack value, but interestingly enough, when you attack anyone who is currently pivoting, you also get +1 attack. So I will also eat this, I recognize, but fun is fun. So can I have 3 countdown timers for my lightning?
Sure. So not happy about that.
I know.
So not happy about that. Why didn't you just re-enable your Devort tricks of...
Because it's an action to kick off, so I wouldn't have been able to use it.
Ah, I see.
Alright, so 5 dice. And we're gonna go. Ah, wow, I'm so glad I targeted.
Lexes. No. Oh, I'm so mad at you.
Because you're dead?
I'm dead.
Because I ignore armor with lightning, which is a shame because I was about to system shock you, which would have allowed you to not make actions.
But I'm not dead right away.
And this is why this game is brilliant. So,
alright, so
roll your evade.
I will take my 1 evade, which it finally works. I also get a 2nd evade.
Ka-cha? Which is literally exactly enough damage to get you.
So I take 2 damage.
So you take
cards.
1, 2, and then a crit effect, which is Deep Wound. Continuous effect at the start of the combat phase. Roll an attack die. On a hit result, suffer damage.
Well,
action, flip this card.
Combat phase. Next turn. Oh wait.
Wah, wah. All right, so that is that.
So that's what's happening.
Flame on.
I'm burning it all. All right, so I'm gonna use fire breath because why the heck not? Let's use my attack. Use your primary weapon value to make a separate attack against the creature in range 3 cone, ground or air. Your forward arc. This attack penetrates armor.
Okay,
So we'll do that first.
I'm
also going to use Searing Flames during the combat phase. You may target one enemy creature that was damaged by your fire.
You gotta damage me first.
Oh, I'm gonna damage you.
Okay, now what's interesting, and this is what I actually really love about it, is her Searing Flames, it's meaningless in a one-on-one game, is actually a conal area attack. So what you do is you look at it and say up to range 3,
across the
everyone
entire frontage.
in that entire frontage. So any model that was in that cone there gets hit by this attack.
Friendly units included.
Oh yeah, just like my lightning is actually a range 4 straight line, so I can just do this and every model takes hits, friendly and enemy. So lots of neat effects.
I like that though. I like that different kind of interesting element into the game there. All right, so primary attack is 5.
And
Delagos has the FU +1. And I got a pivot for +1.
Yeah. And yeah, so that's 7.
7, which I only have 6 dice for, so I'm gonna reroll one of them.
Make it so.
Okay, I'm gonna reroll this one because it was a miss. Oh my gosh, I think I might just kill you.
You did, because I only have 5 wounds. So mutually assured destruction.
I'm gonna ensure that this happens with Searing Flames.
The affected creature sustains 1 normal damage at the start of the end phase. So what, you do 7 points of damage to me?
I'm gonna do 7 points of damage to you.
See, I never did 4 crits to you. This isn't even scoring. So crushed. Immediately roll 1 attack die. So I'm fine. And then number 2, staggered. Place 2 on this damage card. During the planning phase, you cannot choose a maneuver higher than a 1. Whoa. That would hurt. Another staggered. Big deal. And then finally, confused. Place 3 tokens. When the last token is removed, flip this card down. You cannot perform the action on any spell upgrades. So, I mean, yeah, you seriously harshed my vibe.
As usual, we draw.
Yes, it is a draw. So,
okay,
so
this to actually have a winner in any of our Let's Plays.
Well, that's because in Zombicide we all died.
We all died.
Bushido we played to a draw, and now we play to a draw. So, basically, what we do now is, it would be the end phase, so we would clear off all of our tokens. There's nothing to clear off. Searing Flames actually goes on me because it's a red.
Oh, that's right. That's you.
Just like you never bothered getting my system shot because you were like, I'm not going to let him use it because... Meh. So now we look at it in the end phase. We've removed all of that. We would count down 1 off of everything, but then we would look at it and say,
wounds?
How many wounds have you suffered? I've suffered 6 of my 5, so I am removed as a casualty.
You have suffered 6 of my 6.
So you are removed as a casualty. Whoever has models left on the board wins, and whoops.
That was really fun, and I think...
Get on that 3x3 board.
Yeah, get on that 3x3 board. Okay. This is how hobby happens in our household, hey? You just tell me to do stuff. But,
Asian sweatshop.
Right. But, like, again, the refinement of this game is really refreshing. Like, it's really nice because you know me, I've been playing a lot of Attack Wing. I love that game. I love that game so much because I love the universe so much. I'm not deep into the D&D universe. I have to admit. Like,
yeah, I've never played a game of D&D ever. So
I played 1 game of D&D with a guy I dated in junior high school. And of course it was the goth one, like the Ravenloft or Ravenloft or whatever that haunted castle version.
Vampire the Masquerade, you mean?
Oh, I played a lot of Vampire the Masquerade. Okay, let's be honest. But when we talk about the game itself as a polished mechanic, like and I say this about Star Trek as well, but I feel like Star Trek is much more, because the universe is so storyline driven, so narrative driven, and there are very obvious good guys and they always win, and you can't expect that kind of game to have the kind of balance you would want it to have. The refinement in this game, the balance in this game, so far, as far as I can tell, is there. It's present.
Well, and honestly, the core mechanics here address all of my complaints with Star Trek Attack Wing. Sensor Echo is a maneuver. Neither of our dragons have it, but it's an action you can take, but by doing so you gain an exhausted token. So
Yeah.
You know, it's like getting aux power for a sensor echo, which is great. The fact that I can bump and still perform actions means that you can't have hordes of low captain skills denying higher captain skills, which was a tactic that I used a ton in the early days of Dominion when my most skilled captain was 6 in the Picard, Kirk, Gowron, Martok days, where you're just like, you know, like literally I don't even have a captain that could tie anyone.
But then I think that refinement though, like when I was talking to I'm gonna name drop here, like Andrew Parks, who was actually the guy. It was Andrew and Chris who
I talked to him first.
I know.
Hipster glasses.
Oh my gosh. But Andrew and Chris were the ones who were actually demoing the game at Gen Con for me and some of the folks who'd signed up to play, and it was a really great experience. Because A, they're really cool guys who are really passionate about the game and the mechanics and the universes that they create these games in. But B, you can see, and he talked a little bit about how they refined the point system in this game. And it is a lot more nuanced.
It's not 2 points per stat, like Star Trek is.
It's the whole game is just a little bit more.
Because if it were,
refined.
this dragon would cost 24 points in Star Trek Attack Wing.
Yeah. And it's not. Like, and the ability and like the abilities are slightly, like the abilities are different. The pointing is different. Like my dragon is clearly more, it's better in a lot of ways than yours is, but you have access to abilities that I could never have. You have an ability that says you can only take this with this dragon.
Devotrix of Time I just used right there at the bottom. Must be a Shadra to equip. So I couldn't even do it on the generic
version of this
of that dragon.
And like that sort of stuff, I think there's a certain thoughtfulness and balance and nuance in that. I'm hopeful to see that, to see whether or not that continues on through the expansions, of course. Things change, obviously. But for now, I think that this is a really great game. As a core set, I think it's really strong.
Yeah, I'm honestly excited to play another game if you didn't have to render this right now.
Well, I'm going to render this right now so you can watch it right away. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button to like this video. Subscribe to my channel if you want to see me and my husband fight more. I guess fight war in our household.
I was going to say, who needs therapy when you have miniature war games?
Amen to that. And let me know in the comments below what you want to see. I'm gonna try to throw up some of the photos of the cards in up on my Tumblr, but which I haven't used in a while. So yeah, my bad. I'm gonna throw that up there. But if there's other things that you want to see specifically, if you want me to go over certain things, we can do that. And we're gonna try to play a kind of fuller game now that we're gonna open up those Wave 1 expansions.
Listen, I'm walking upstairs while you're rendering. I'm opening the Frost Giant.
Okay, we're gonna record that, and that's gonna happen. All right, have a good one. Bye.
Cheers.